What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Mortal 74. I am Mortal, and in this video I'm bringing you I'm gonna do another Beat the Game review. So I did my first video on Beat the Game review was on The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild for the Wii U, and I did that a few weeks ago, and this is a review of Serious Sam HD, the first encounter. And I played that game on the exclusive Serious Sam collection on Xbox 360. So this did not come out on the PlayStation 3, but it's got a collection of Serious Sam games on here. And so I played the first one, and holy smokes! This game is tough as nails. I could not believe how hard this game was. This is Serious Sam HD First Encounter is one of the hardest games I have ever played. The game originally came out in the early I think it came out in 2001, but it was in development in the mid 90s. And it's a response to first-person shooters like Doom and Quake and Duke Nukem, games like that. So it is a first-person shooter, and it does take a lot of cues from that genre from the 90s, but it also creates its own niche personality as well. But holy crap, this game is hard. So the premise of the game, it's not so much, it's not nearly as creative as something like Doom, where the levels are masterfully thought up by John Romero and John Carmack. It doesn't have the level of creativity as those games, but what its gimmick is it puts you in a room or an arena, and it's basically Horde mode before Gears of War came out. It's a massive open arena, and just wave after wave after wave of all different kinds of enemies just come at you from all different angles, from high, from low, from everywhere, and it is tough. It is really tough. And you think you got to be at the end, and then it doesn't end, and there's just more and more and more, and it gets more. It does get more creative and more complicated in the ways that they throw the enemies at you from different angles and to different, I don't know, avenues that they have in the game. But particularly, some of the more frustrating ones are like an urban kind of setting, and the game takes place in ancient Egypt, just so you know. But you have like big alien monsters that sit on top of buildings or on top of big pillars, and they're throwing like energy balls at you and stuff, or fireballs. But you can't tell where they're coming from because they weren't there when you first started, and they just spawned there. And you're battling all these other enemies on the ground, and then you're getting hit with other stuff, and you don't know where it's coming from. And you look at the roof or the pillars and all stuff, and there's aliens up there, and they're shooting. It's just insane. So the game is fun, but now that I'm at the end of it, I finally beat it. I don't know if I can fully recommend it. It was quite infuriating at times. It drove me nuts. I recall many times that the game was so hard and the mission I was on was so difficult that I'm like, okay, this must be the end. Like, I must be pretty close to the end of this game, because it can't possibly get any harder than this. And I just beat this, and so maybe like I'm almost at the boss of the game. And I said that to myself like 8 or 9 times. Like it just keeps getting hard, and it would get harder, and I'm like, holy crap, this must be the end. It can't get harder than this. Then the next mission, it's even harder, and it just keeps going on, and then by the end, it's just, I think I spent like a few hours, like maybe 3 hours, just playing over and over the final kind of segment of the last mission. It's a lot of trial and error. So you have the waves of enemies coming in at you, and you die a lot, but you figure out like what different types of enemies are better to take out with certain kind of weapons and stuff, and so you can kind of trial and error, die over and over, but you come up with a strategy of which gun you're going to start out with to defeat all of these enemies, and then you're going to change to this gun to hit, you know, the big aliens on the pillars and the rooftops and stuff, and then it is a lot of trial and error. If you don't like trial and error, it's not going to be for you. If you like a challenge, this game is for you, because this is hard. The story was kind of frustrating to me. I mean, the story's not really important. It's a crazy first-person shooter coming right out of the 90s. But I want to know the stories, but it drove me insane trying to really pinpoint what exactly is going on, because you're Serious Sam and you go back in time to stop a threat that destroys humanity in the future, and you get sent back to ancient Egypt, and there's all these aliens and biomechanical robots, but they're not all from one place. They're like from different planets and stuff. And then you have the Syrians, who are supposedly humans that created all this futuristic technology, and it was really frustrating to decipher if the Syrians were the bad guys or if there's 3 players in this game in the war, I don't know. But anyway, Serious Sam and humanity in the future needs to stop an evil entity known as Mental. And Mental had previously visited Earth in, thousands of years ago during the ancient Egyptian period. So it is a very strange game in which you are Serious Sam touting jeans and a white t-shirt, and you go back to ancient Egypt, and you're using guns and alien lasers and technology that certainly did not exist in ancient Egypt, and you're fighting mechanical androids and robots and aliens and bioengineered bulls and all kinds of weird stuff in ancient Egypt. So if you like weird, this is a good game for you. But anyways, this is just my initial thoughts on the game, on beating the game and what I think of it. Man, very, very tough game, really hard. If you like hard games, this is one for you to try. If you're a lightweight, I consider myself a little bit of a lightweight. I do like a challenge, but this was a little too much for me. So I did enjoy a lot of my time with the game. It's not a broken game by any means, but hard to recommend. So those are my initial thoughts. That's my quick review on Serious Sam HD: The First Encounter. Please subscribe if you would. I do 2 or 3 videos a week, and I will be updating my channel with different gaming, game collecting material, and if anybody's interested in me doing more material on weight training, nutrition, things like that, I can do that as well, as my main background is in bodybuilding and nutrition. So please subscribe. It's great to have you here, to have you in the community, and I will catch you guys next time. Take care.